So, Miss Martini, tell me about Benalla, your hometown.
Well, this is bringing back so many memories. Like fishing off the bridge, for instance, or, getting up to all sorts of mischief.
Okay.
We did everything from stealing ponies to thieving fresh eggs to fishing.
Oh, see, that was totally different. I thought of you might have grown up on fishing and fresh eggs, but I grew up on, party pies, footy club food, and out-of-date Petra orange juice.
Sounds horrifying.
It was like a preservative party every weekend.
Enjoyed the trip. Hey!
Hey, welcome to Eltham Bridge, Karen.
Thank you.
Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Good, Richard.
Very good.
Great to be here in Benalla. I really love it.
We could smell you guys from miles away.
Yes, would you like to come and have a closer
Come,
smell?
take us in, take us in. So, Andrew, I believe baking is literally in the blood, yeah?
Yes, it is. We've got 4 generations. Richard started in Cowengie in 1931.
Oh, look, I've just been here such a long time.
Look at you. Grandfather? Great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
So what made you take on pushing it towards FODMAP?
Just trying to make a healthier bread.
So what is the secret with your bread, this special FODMAP
The real
bread?
secret is the sourdough process and our sprouted grains, which we ferment for 18 hours. It breaks down the long chains of sugars into short chains, and the natural yeasts in the sourdough can break them down.
That's the secret, isn't it, to
It
your
is.
bread?
Don't tell anyone.
No.
And your product is FODMAP certified?
Yes, it is. Yes, first in the world.
First in the world. Look at
Yes.
that. This is groundbreaking. Well, I cannot personally, I don't know about you, but
I'm
I can't
ready.
wait to cook some fantastic recipes. So do you think we can have a couple of loaves?
Absolutely.
If possible.
There's a couple of our sprouted grain.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Great to meet you,
Thanks
Andrew.
for coming along.
That was a great
Thank you,
pleasure.
Richard.
Thank you.
Bye.
Not only do they make a fabulous FODMAP-friendly bread here in Benalla, it's a beautiful setup for our kitchen, isn't it? I did spend lots of summer holidays here with my nana, and that is why I have developed this lemon curd recipe, because it brings back so many fond memories.
Right.
To start off with, I will need your help, though. I would like
Thank Christ.
300 mils of lemon juice, please.
All right.
But before you do that, could you just zest 1 lemon into there?
Into here.
And
Thank you.
adding the zest to the curd just gives a lovely citrus vibrancy to your lemon curd.
Yeah.
So I've got 1 more yolk to go in here. And next in with the eggs, instead of using a normal white sugar, I'm going to use 150 grams of spiral honey, and this keeps it FODMAP friendly. Okay, an important step here is to dissolve the honey into the eggs. So just get in there and give it a bit of a stir. I'll add a tablespoon of corn flour, and if you could give that a bit of a stir to dissolve.
Yeah.
So if you could pour that mix into my mix.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll go a bit cloudy, but don't worry. Obviously, when the corn flour cooks out, here comes the curd. So I'm going to pour in. So what's going to happen in this pot is the eggs slowly solidifying or cooking.
Yep.
So you're getting to that temperature. Okay, if you want to just start and have a little look at this,
Yep.
I reckon another 30 seconds on the heat and this lemon curd is done. So
Okay. I'm going to grab your bread knife
yes.
and give us some toast.
Okay, this is done.
Right.
That was so quick.
All right. Look at this.
Okay, I'm going to pour it off into a lovely clean bowl. Now, quite often you would finish the curd at this stage with some butter, but instead of butter, I've got 100 grams of coconut oil. It will thicken and gloss and give a lovely flavour to this curd. And then it's just pretty much whisk. And I will say, at this stage, that's done.
Yep.
Coconut oil's whisked in. It's got a lovely pouring consistency, but as it cools, it will thicken beautifully. You're going to pop it into a lovely sterilised jar, and you can eat it straight away or chill it right down, and it'll keep for 2 weeks.
Shush!
I think those cockies want
Trying
some...
to do something here.
How's your toast?
Toast is coming up right
Ready
now.
enough.
Well, it's lightly brown. It's not really, really toasty.
Oh, that's
So,
beautiful.
so this will just be warmed through. All right.
Allow me.
Now, there's one thing I will say, is that when I do eat outside my square, it's got to be for a good reason, and there's no way that I'm going to say no to eating Karen Martini's lemon curd.
No, that's true. Okay, I'm going to finish the curd with a little bit of cream, and let's just dig in and have a little bit of that. I think, Richard, I'm just truly in love with the zingy flavour of the lemon and the richness of the curd on the toast. So,
And you've also got the honey in there, which I think is also.
it's also
just-
good.
And what I'm going to do is a really quick little parfait.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm just going to quickly.
As in a frozen parfait.
No, as
That
in terms
is gonna
of
be genius.
Almost breakfasty, almost 9 p.m.
It's
So
in
some
between.
well, sort of. You could be both. Okay. So are these beautiful, gorgeous red apples are Modi apples.
They're like snow white red, aren't they?
They were named after a particular Italian artist called Modigliani.
Ah, Modigliani.
So very finely sliced those.
You know, Richard, the red in this apple, this Modi apple, reminds me of the red, you might find in a fairy tale apple, like Snow White or the William Tell apple type thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Or maybe a forbidden fruit of some kind.
Yes. Yeah, well, I digress. Where were you?
All right,
Sorry.
so we've got some lovely sheep's milk yogurt here. So we just need one nice, or two,
2 scoops of sheep's milk.
two scoops of sheep's milk, looking delicious over there. I want to put a little bit of curd on this.
That's a little bit, by the way.
That's a little bit. And this lovely table of plenty muesli. All right, do you want to try it?
Be delighted. Delicious. Fresh, crisp, sweet apple, sharpness of the yogurt, the zesty lemon, and then the texture from the muesli.
See how that could almost be 9 p.m. at night?
Yeah.
Not every dessert has to be really extremely full on and decadent. That sort of fits into that sort of healthy aspect. It's great.
It's delicious.
The curd is good.
Thank you for that combo, Richard. And so there you have it. I've had my walk down memory lane with my lemon curd on toast.
And I've done grated apple with some sheep's milk yogurt, lovely table of plenty muesli, and your wonderful lemon curd.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely. You know, Richard, you've got nothing to worry about because I did do an archery course in Year 10 on school camp.
Look at this lake.
Well, we're still in love with our kitchen, aren't we?
And I'd like to point out the lazy ducks.
What lazy ducks?
Well, I haven't done much all day.
What are we cooking?
Okay, we're doing a crispy pasta
Yes.
with breadcrumbs,
Crispy pasta.
alpine breadcrumbs.
And the crispy pasta, is that in the style of... I don't think I've ever had crispy pasta before, except in Italy when they refry leftover pasta from the night before.
This was just one of those things that I stumbled across and suddenly...
You mean you crisped pasta by accident?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember what happened, but all I know is that you crisp the bottom of the pasta with the breadcrumb, and it's...
You know what? I'm going to go on this journey with you.
Because I know that
Get
she's
a
never had
pasta.
rice before.
No, I haven't. Get pasta in the water. I
right.
figure that's
Okay, a good amount of salt.
definitely with you on that. You can never put enough salt in your water almost. It should taste like the Mediterranean, you know.
Swimming in seawater. So wonderful gluten-free Barilla pasta here.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti.
How long does the gluten-free pasta take to cook? Is it quite quick?
Barilla is fantastic in the way that it actually holds. So it doesn't necessarily go to sort of
Mushy.
very soft.
We don't want mushy pasta.
We don't want
that's
mushy
not all.
pasta.
That's
So
not
it
all.
actually holds its shape really well. So and it's probably about 6 to 8 minutes.
Okay. Did you want breadcrumbs as well?
Yes.
Are you going to fry those too?
I am going to fry those. So if you want to crumb some of those, just
Okay.
like a handful.
Quite chunky. Are we looking for texture in this dish?
Absolutely. Now this is a FODMAP-friendly oil. So this is fantastic for you guys. So a little bit of salt in the oil. A little bit of pepper.
I'm still trying to get like an uneven crunch on these for you, so I thought
Yeah.
I'd chop over them.
Just keep chopping.
Keep chopping.
All right. Now, you were telling me a story about capers.
Oh, capers. Are you planning to fry them?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so these large capers are almost like full-on little flowers or buds, and you just open them up like that, and they fry beautifully. They go gorgeously crispy, and they look really good too.
Yeah.
Well, there's something I remember when, in the afternoons in Benalla when I was on school holidays, we used to, my nan and my aunties and uncles would all say, oh, we'll take you down to the golf course so that you can see the cockies and watch the kangaroos at sunset, and it's a really beautiful thing. There they are there. But in hindsight, what they were doing was going down to the 19th hole and drinking beer.
Yeah. And if we don't get these capers done, it will be dusk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm chatting. Okay, look, they're done.
Okay, so I'm just going to fry these beautiful little... Would you deflowered? They're not deflowered. But they're going to be gorgeous.
We've teased them.
Yeah.
I've got a smoked trout here. Would you like that cleaned?
I would.
I'm
So
sous
just-
chefing today.
So just about like half of it flaked would be ace.
Smoked trout, just glorious, especially when you buy it on the bone like this, because I find sometimes if it's been pre-packaged, sometimes when it's just the fillets in the packet, it loses some of that gorgeous moisture and richness that you get when you smoke a trout. So when it's kept on the bone, you literally just take the skin off, running a knife down either side.
See, I would have just pulled it apart with my fingers and peeled with the hands and gone for
And
it.
then we should be able to just peel back like this.
All right, let's have a little look at our pasta.
Okay, they'll let it drain a bit.
I'm getting instructions from, like, Karen Martini, which is a bit freaking me out.
No, I'm saying we're cooking and we're on a lake. You can't just go and strain it in a sink. So just tong from the pot, drip it off,
And whack it in.
and whack it in. Richard, I'm just pulling the last of the trout off here.
Okay.
I do love the smell of fried capers, and I can smell the garlic oil. That's really
So a
quite
little bit of
delicious.
that. Add some breadcrumbs at this point. This is where we actually crisp the pasta and the breadcrumbs at the same time. And you need a small handful, and then
toss in the pan.
toss in the pan.
In the
like
pan.
that. Which is the joys of eating outside and cooking outside, is that we don't worry about mess.
No,
All right.
the ducks will clean that up later.
And now what we've got to do is wait for that to
Burn.
sort of
No.
brown.
Now this chicory, what would you like me to do with the chicory?
I'm going to do it.
Oh, you're going to.
Yeah. It's basically a little bit of long lengths and then some smaller lengths.
But what the chicory adds to this pasta is a gorgeous bitterness, which I would really, really enjoy in this sort of thing.
And what you can
really
also
gotta
do
get-
at this bit is throw our trout on.
Okay.
Okay.
Just sprinkle over.
Yep. It's only got to warm through.
Okay.
Okay.
Chicory?
Now, chicory. So all you want to do at this point is start to break up the pasta.
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to do that.
Yeah. So you're wilting the greens and
Just softening the chicory.
breaking this crispy bit up and working it all through. We're done.
And we're done.
Now this is where I'm going to get a highly qualified person
Lemon juice?
to plate.
Lemon juice?
Yep. Do you want to do
What was
that?
it? Yeah,
Yeah, I
sure.
want you to do that.
Oh. What are you after? A bit of a...
Yeah, see, this is where the twirl comes in. I could never do the twirl.
I think it needs a little bit of height.
A little bit of height.
Because not only do we love the taste... Sorry, we're dancing here. Not only do we, we love things to taste good, but they need to look good too. Lemon juice. I think the lemon is really going to add to that dish. It's what it does. It just makes everything taste
A little
like
bit
itself.
of pecorino. And there you have it. Gluten-free, crispy pasta with trout, lemon, capers and chicory. It's good, isn't it?
Bellissimo.
Bellissimo.
You know what, Richard? My family actually own a few pubs in Benalla. It'd be great to go and check out and see if they're still here.
If we play pool, I'll let you win.
No, mate, there's no letting. We gotta. It just happens, okay? So, Richard, one of the funniest stories I can remember from my time in Benalla is when I found a horse, pretty much in the main street, and then I made a bridle out of my grandmother's dressing gown belt. And then I put it in the front yard and expected to keep the horse.
Oh.
Okay, I think I've exhausted the stories of Benalla from my childhood, okay? The
I
horse
lost.
takes it. You lost. Okay. Look, Richard, this next recipe is something I love dearly. It's seared beef with Panzanella salad. Ever so simple, but tasty and delicious at the same time. So I've got 2 pieces of eye fillet tail here. I'm simply going to season with a little bit of oil and pepper at this stage.
Look, I really love this Coles eye fillet tail, Karen. So I know it's going to be very, very tender.
It is. It's delicious. I have a char griddle pan on. I want to grill some of this alpine bread and char it up beautifully because this is one way to build flavour into the Panzanella salad. And while you're doing that, I've got some vinegar. I'm going to use about 100 mils. And I'm going to follow in with some of that cobram garlic oil because I do want that hint of garlic through the Panzanella. Now you may be thinking there's quite a bit of oil and vinegar in here, but you need it to be juicy and almost dripping with vinegar and oil.
There we are.
Okay, 2 pieces on. Next in this dressing, I'm adding some salt and pepper. And Richard, I was wondering if you could pass me that celery that's hiding on the front of the bench. And yeah, we're looking for that pale bit in the centre. I'm even going to go even further.
Wow.
And I started cooking with this because I used to find this in the bottom of the crisper because my mum never used it, but it's actually the most tender bit of the celery and it's perfect in a salad like this. Okay, I'm just going to finely slice the celery heart.
And you want leaves?
Yep, heaps of parsley as well. Richard, would you be able to get the bread off for me? Because it's ready to go. Thank you. And I'm also throwing in the celery leaves because I really enjoy the flavour.
How long do you want these?
About a centimetre or so.
Oh. See, I wouldn't have done that.
Oh. Do you hear that? What would you have done?
I do like
Who
some...
cares? No.
I'm having a flashback.
I'm only joking.
I would have done some long and some small so you've got different lengths, but that's...
Yeah, well, I'm doing that bit of that with the tomatoes, actually.
All right, I'll just keep
You can
doing...
cut
no,
those chives however you want.
No, I'm not going to do
I'm going to give you that freedom, okay? No. Okay, the tomato...
All right, I will do
I'm
this.
going... See, he can't help himself. I'm just slicing in slices and I'm going to pop them into the dressing. So this black Russian, you can see it's fleshy. There's a heap of juice in there. I'm going to rub the tomato juice all over the bread like this, just to really saturate and flavour the bread with the sweetness of the tomato.
You want
Getting
more?
a bit messy? Yeah, why not?
Keep going.
Keep going.
I'll just keep
Okay,
going.
so with the leftover tomato, I'm going to squeeze and squelch it into the dressing.
I'm going to start to sprinkle these herbs in.
Okay, you do that. Well, and then give it a bit of a mix.
Yeah.
And in with some tomato. And then these tomatoes, let's just cut them in half and drop them in. Rich, just ripping up the bread and then popping that in as well.
Okay.
What else are we getting here? Some anchovy. I'll just pick a bit of this up and
I'm just going to pick a bit.
Do you want to eat?
Yeah.
And I'm going to sprinkle that over the top as well. And the saltiness of the anchovy, good? Yeah. I think will work really well with the beef, which is going to be a quick sear in the pan, just a little bit of salt. And that should be nice and hot by now. That's the sizzle. Now, I'm going to mix all this together through the hands like this. Richard, would you be able to turn the beef over for me? Thank you. I've got quite a lot of salad here. None of it will go to waste. But I will just replate it up because we're serving it with the seared beef. And I'm going to just drop it down. And you can see how the dressing has just been absorbed into the salad and the tomatoes, the herbs have softened. Oh, actually, I've got some sheep's milk pecorino that we're going to add. Can you put some on here first?
Yes. Right.
So, Richard, quite often I think when people are cooking a piece of meat like this, they are nervous to get a really good caramelisation or charring or mallard effect. on the outside of the meat, and I think it contributes to the flavour. Yes, the pan's very hot, but what you end up with is a piece of beef. It has that charred crust on the outside. I'm going to use the always fresh fried capers that you did for me earlier. You can see they're still gorgeously crispy. And we're just, again, adding another profile of flavour to this simple salad. So I'll sprinkle those over.
Just adding some more. I think that could be in my new go-to.
The fried caper. Okay, there's a gorgeous...
Oh, that looks
gorgeously pink in there. And then it's just a matter of popping the meat. Higgledy-piggledy.
Oh, I think it's actually perfectly placed.
So there you have it, seared eye fillet tails with Panzanella salad made from FODMAP-friendly alpine bread. Shall we try?
Please.
Please. No, you, please.
I'll go first.
And grab some beef, caper and tomato. Deliciously tender. And
She's happy. You can tell when she's happy. So go to intolerantcooks.com.au for these recipes and all the other ones we're going to do this season.